Hello, and welcome to the coronavirus update video number 106.0. My name is Adrian Cockings, and for all you new time watchers, welcome to these shows. I do them every Monday and every Friday at 4 p.m. And for you long time listeners and long time watchers, thank you for coming back again because, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. I really wouldn't. I'm just going to get my watch back on. Today's date is Monday, the 14th of December, 2020. And today we're actually going to do a live question and answer. One, because there isn't actually a lot of news coming out over the weekend, over the last 48 hours, 72 hours. There hasn't been a lot of news coming out with regards to changes in rules and things like this. But there are a few things I'd just like to confirm and update you guys on. One is the Murcia region. So specifically, the Murcia region, as you may or may not know, they have been split into the municipalities of Murcia, and we had a restriction on the municipalities. Now, a week ago, this was lifted, a week Wednesday, I believe. This was lifted and we were able to travel between municipalities, apart from two areas, which was Los Alcázares and Torre Pacheco. Now, we were hoping, and I think a lot of people were also hoping, that this was going to be lifted and updated this week, but we've done our research and the Murcia government have still put in place the restrictions for the municipalities for Los Alcázares and Torre Pacheco, which means unfortunately that they will not be able to open up the bars and restaurants inside, and people inside Los Alcázares and Torre Pacheco, they will not be able to travel outside of their municipalities, and vice versa. People outside of Los Alcázares and Torre Pacheco will not be able to go inside these areas either. So, bit of a shame there, but hey, that's unfortunate there. Let's see if Wednesday brings something different, because of course they do like to keep a monitor of this, and it has to be lower than a certain number per 100,000. So if it does go lower, hopefully this week, then hey, maybe they'll lift it. Now, as regards to Andalusia, because a lot of people are watching in Andalusia, the Christmas rules have been put out, and it's exactly what we put out last Friday. And it was basic rules of people traveling into Andalusia and out of Andalusia, etc., etc. Now, Andalusia have put in, this is the only region that is doing this, they have put in the restriction of no visiting friends. You're allowed to visit family members. Oh God, dogs! Dogs! No, please, no, please, no. Do you want to go on? I'm so sorry. You were watching me whilst I'm having dogs out. No, stop. Digby, Sammy, stop. No, stop, no. What do they say? Never work with animals and never work with babies. Okay, stop. Good. No. I'm going to have to get them. 1 second. Stop. There we go. Do you want to come on my lap? Come on then. Well, you know Sammy, but we're actually dog sitting for another couple, my best friend here in Spain, and we've got their dog Digby, who also likes to bark as well. Why do you bark, eh? But Diggs, no more barking. That's okay. All right, where do we get to before all of this happens? And I'm sorry if you're watching this right now and all of your dogs start going crazy. I do apologize, because that does actually happen sometimes. So very, very sorry if that is the case and you are now having to quiet down your dogs. I'm really, really sorry. Okay, so today what we're going to be doing is where do we get to? Andalusia. So Andalusia, they've taken off the list of being able to travel into Andalusia to visit friends over the Christmas holidays. You are allowed to visit family members, but for close friends, such as boyfriends, girlfriends, really close friends, you will not be able to travel into Andalusia to see your friends. So no, this is not possible. But no, Digby, don't start. It's a car, Digby. But a lot of people were getting confused with this, and they were asking, if we are in Andalusia and we want to visit friends in Andalusia, is this okay? And the answer is yes. You are allowed to go in Andalusia and if you're in Andalusia and you want to travel around Andalusia, as long as there is no restrictions on the municipalities or the areas, then yes, this is fine. And to see friends as well, this is all okay. The only statement was that people from outside of Andalusia may not go into Andalusia to see their friends. So that was the only thing there. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be having a look at today is a question and answer. I've been wanting to do these normally once a month. I try and get one of these done and out of the way, because we still get inundated with a lot of questions on the private messenger on this page, even comments as well, but we do not have enough time or man hours to be able to answer all of them at one time. So what I would like you to do is, if you have any questions, you are more than able to ask them. You're more than able to ask any questions that you have, whether it's to do with COVID, whether it's the area, etc., etc. So we're going to jump into it. So start asking your questions now, and I'm going to be answering them live right now. So also, if you can click that like button and click that share button, get as many people onto this video as possible, because I know this information, well, I don't want to try and repeat this information again and again and again and again. Okay, let's have a look. Are you allowed to travel through Los Alcázares and Torre Pacheco without getting out of the car to get to other areas, i.e. to get to San Javier, to Cartagena? Yes, you are permitted to drive through these areas as long as you've got the cause to go from one area to another. I would definitely recommend trying to avoid the areas, but I know for some people, San Javier straight to Cartagena, it's going to be very difficult. But yes, you are permitted to go, just not to get it out of the car, obviously. Let's see, other questions. Do the tests we need to do. Do the tests we need to. Do the test we need to. Not really a question there, Denise. If you could reword it a little bit, I'll try and get that answer. Let's have a look at any more. How's the Valencia region doing? Are there any other changes? Not that we know of. There hasn't been much changing happening. We have seen that bars and nightclubs can start opening up over the Christmas periods as well. But of course, no dancing is going to be permitted. But this has been the case for ever since the lockdown was lifted back in May. So no, there's not going to be anything there. Have Murcia announced the Christmas rules yet? Bev, yes, Murcia have announced the Christmas rules, but it's just the same as the national rules as well. So if you go back, I believe it's 103, video 103, you've got all the list of the national rules over the Christmas holidays on there. I'll probably be doing a short video, maybe a 5-minute video during this week, just to explain the national rules as well. Okay, is the TMA test the same as the UK LAMP test? Oh, I've never heard of the LAMP test. That's quite interesting. The TMA, again, it was sourced here in Spain, so of course in the UK they might not have any of the products or the TMA tests in the UK yet. Maybe it could be arriving in the next couple of weeks or so, but I could do a bit of research on that. TMA is the same as LAMP. Again, never heard of the LAMP test, so that'll be actually quite interesting there. And the only thing that comes up is LAMP testers, which is for actual light lampers. So no, I won't be able to figure that out on the air today. Let's have a look. Watching from the UK, but looking forward to coming home to Spain on Sunday. Thanks for all the updates. Anne, fantastic that you're coming back to Spain. Remember to get your PCR test or your TMA test sorted 72 hours before you arrive. Okay, when will Catalonia open the community? Catalonia, again, this is going to be for the majority of the regions all around Spain, Pedro. It doesn't look like they're going to be lifting the regional restrictions anytime soon. There have been talks that they're going to be lifting it from the 9th of January, but I can predict that over the Christmas holidays, the regional restrictions will be still put into place, and after the Christmas holidays as well. Obviously, you do have the exempt days where you're allowed to travel in between the areas, but for those certain days and for certain curfews as well. Okay, when is the vaccine going to be here in Spain? Broadway Paul. Well, the vaccine has already hit Spain. There has been over 300 vaccines delivered to Madrid, and they have started administering these vaccines through frontline workers, through the most vulnerable in Madrid, so this is the capital city of Spain. But there has been talks that they're ordering another 3 million over the next couple of weeks, and another 5 million after that. So this is great news, and it should be arriving quite soon. Okay, my brother arrives at Murcia Airport on the 19th of December. Can I pick him up from the airport and drive back to Almeria, where I live. Yes, airport travel, you are allowed to pick someone up from the airport, but you must get all the documentation that you need just in case you are stopped. As in, if you can get their boarding pass or a copy of their boarding pass, maybe information about the passenger as well, passport number or something like this, and where you are coming from, an address. So when you're returning to that address, where you're going to be going, that will be ideal, because if you do get stopped, just if, then you can make the process a lot quicker as well. Okay, can you cross the borders from the 23rd? Again, you can cross the borders, but only on the specific days. And that is to go to see families if it's Andalusia, and friends and families over the Christmas period as well. Okay, I'm moving to Mojaca on the 29th of December. I have a rental contract. Will I have problems? No, moving houses, you are okay as long as you've got the rental contract there, and the dates all confirmed as well. Try and get some sort of permission. Well, the contract should be enough there, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Hi, can you please let us know if we are allowed live music in Casada, please? Casada, let me just check the region. Casada is a municipality in Spain, in Campoamor. Okay, so you're up in the Valencia region. Now, there's been mixed reports whether live music is allowed or not. Most of the reports that I've seen, yes, it is permitted. So this is actually okay, but I've actually been getting reports of bars being closed down because they haven't had the proper licensing. So again, a lot of people may be getting confused with regards to live music being played and to being told to not play, but maybe this could be with the live music licensing, because if you have an establishment, a restaurant or a bar, you do have to have the certain licenses for live music, if it's inside or outside, and I think there's two different things there as well. So if you're in the Valencia region, so yes, you should be permitted there to have live music out whilst you're out and about. Let's have a look. Can I get a test in Spain to come back to the UK so I don't have to do the 10-day quarantine? Unfortunately, no. That is up to the UK government whether they want to put the quarantine in place or not. And so far it is still in place, whether you have a negative PCR test or not. It doesn't matter whether you go to the UK, you have to self-quarantine for the time that you are there, the 2 weeks. Unfortunately, a PCR test won't actually rectify that. What test is needed to return to the UK with only 5 days isolation? I don't think, just like the other question there, you don't need a test to go back to the UK, and whether you need only 5 days isolation, I still believe that the UK government are still got the time frame in place. I don't think it was changed. A lot of people are saying 10 days in the comments. Let's have a look very quickly. UK quarantine Spain. We'll go to the Dove. And again, this is a great way that I always do my research as well. If you type in on Google some of the information that you're looking for, you'll be able to find it. Still current on the 14th of December. Let's have a look. Travel subjects. 72 hours. So this is all. Check if you need to self-isolate on return. There we go. And 10 days. Okay, so that's changed. Brilliant. That's something that I have just discovered there today. If you're traveling to the UK because of the coronavirus, you need a complete passenger location form before you arrive in the UK. You may also need to self-isolate for up to 10 days when you arrive, depending on where you have travelled from. Obviously from Spain, yes, this would be the case. Your passport or identity card will be checked at the airport, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to have a look at this self-isolation when you arrive, because it was on an extra click there, so maybe there's more information there. But no. How to self-isolate. When do you not need to self-isolate? You come from Ireland, Isle of Man. Apart from that, 10 days. Yes, 10 days is there. You need to self-isolate. Example, you spend 2 days. Ooh, very interesting there. I would definitely recommend going onto the gov.uk website and do a bit of research there if you are on the travelling over the Christmas period, because they will have updated information there. So that'll be really, really interesting. I'm going to have a good read of this and hopefully get more information out for you on the Friday as well. Right, let's get back to some other questions. Can you travel to Andalucía from Torre Pacheco, even if it is still closed, to see family from the 23rd of December? I just lost your question. I'm very sorry there. That just disappeared. It disappeared. I'm very sorry. I started reading. With regards to traveling from Torre Pacheco to Andalucía on certain time periods, then yes, but it is only to see family. That is it. And I believe that is only on the 23rd, the 24th, 25th, 31st, and the 1st. I will probably need to double check that just in case, but yes. Let's have a look. Curfew is extended to 1:30 on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve in Valencia and Alicante area. Does that include the days in between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve? No, it's only on those specific days, Christmas Eve, 23rd, and New Year's Eve on the 31st. Those are the only times where the curfew has been extended to 1:30. Let's have a look at some more. It changes from 14 days yesterday, yes, so everyone's updating me there on the 14 days to the 10 days, which is good. If you are travelling on business to the UK from Spain, you don't have to self-isolate. That's incorrect, actually. It depends on what business you are a part of. If it's something that is unavoidable, then yes, you do not have to self-isolate. But with regards to if it can be done online through a phone call or something like this, then yes, you do have to self-isolate. So Gordon, please be very careful with that information there, because you do have to self-isolate if you go in there. For example, if you're going, I don't know, for an office meeting, if that office meeting could be done online or through Zoom, then you will have to self-isolate, because it's not required. It's not a requirement. It's not an urgent meeting. However, if you've got an appointment, a doctor's appointment, which is unavoidable, then yeah, you will be able to go. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. More questions. You guys are all answering each other's questions, which is brilliant. It makes my job a lot easier. Let's have a look. Most things in the Euro Weekly news is fake news. Okay. Can I have another test in the UK after 5 days? And if negative, can go out? Again, with the restrictions, I'm going to have to do a lot of research on the .gov, because it looks like it changed yesterday. So there's going to be more information. Again, I'm more in the Spain information, not the UK information. So this is why I haven't done that much research on what is going on in the UK at the moment. But yeah, it definitely would be worthwhile going onto the gov.uk website and having a look there, just to see what's up with the new information, really. Let's have a look. Will the vaccinated still need a PCR from the UK? Again, this new information, it could be coming out quite soon with regards to Spain and if you're going to be travelling or not. At the moment, most governments are just trying to avoid unessential travel or travel that is not needed, essentially, at the moment. So there will be some rules put into place, but I don't think it's going to be put into place at the moment. Let's have a look. Can you travel to Andalucía? Oh, there we go. There was your question earlier, Trisha. Can you travel to Andalucía from Torre Pacheco, even if it's still close, to see family from the 23rd of December to the 9th of January? So like I said, yes, from the 23rd onwards, you will be allowed, which is okay there. Okay, what did you say? You checked on Google for the up-to-date information. Again, just type in Google, on Google search, type in what you need, and put in gov.uk afterwards, because then it will only show, on the majority of the first post will show the .gov.uk website. So that will be the easiest thing to search there. Let's have a look. But how can they leave Torre Pacheco to travel to Andalucía when it is in lockdown? Again, it's not in lockdown, it's just on a regional restriction. You're still allowed to travel. But the national government stated that each of these regions will be opening up from the 23rd to the 6th. Again, they are asking and requesting for common sense. So if you don't need to travel, it's not necessary to travel, but to see family, this is going to be permitted. Okay, let's have a look. I'm flying on the 28th to Barcelona. I within the window days to get in. Again, the government haven't said that they're closing the borders or anything, so you should be fine there, Pedro. Can I travel from Alicante Airport to Los Alcázares to my house, a non-resident? Yes, you are allowed to travel to holiday homes. Again, it's not recommended. The governments are saying to try to avoid this. But if you are flying into Alicante and you've got proof of address, then yes, you will be allowed. They're not going to turn you away at the airport there. If UK and EU do not strike a deal after the 1st of the 1st, 2021 and become the third country outside the EU, under current COVID regs in Spain, will the UK travellers not be allowed to travel to Spain? Rick Holmes, good question. Very, very good question, actually, because this was all over the news on Friday. And I didn't do a lot of research into it over the weekend either. But a lot of people were asking what is going to be happening after Brexit, after the 1st of January. If there is no deal in place, well, it could mean essentially that people in the UK will not be able to travel to Spain until Spain comes up with some sort of protocol. And this protocol could be something like along the lines of the United States or Australia, where you have to get a visa to be able to come to these countries. But again, it will be up to the European Union and the individual countries to be able to say what they can and cannot do. I think the big scare factor is UK citizens not allowed into Spain. Those were the headlines being plastered out, and of course it scared a lot of people. But no, there is probably not a deal at the moment, but it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't have a deal over the next 2 weeks. It would really surprise me if they didn't have a deal with the European countries and the UK. So I would try to avoid the headline scaremongering, because that's what they do. They have to try and get the clicks onto their articles to get money from the adverts that they've got on there. So do I think it would happen? Well, who knows, but I don't think it's going to be severe as what the headlines are saying. Okay, let's have a look. What do we need to do to be able to stay in Spain for more than 90 days? You have to become a resident. And if you're unsure on how to become a resident, I would definitely recommend getting a solicitor or a lawyer to help you with getting a residencia, because at the moment it's almost near impossible to get an appointment in the notary offices to get a residency here in Spain. It is possible if you go through a lawyer and a solicitor, but without them, it's almost impossible before January. Okay, let's have a look. Are you allowed to go to Benidorm from San Javier on the holiday for Christmas? Again, yes, you're going to be able to, but it's not just for any holiday vacation kind of thing. You would have to have a place to go, an address, who you're going to be visiting, and some sort of information there in case you are stopped. Let's have a look. Can I drive to Granada to get a piece of farm equipment just straight there and back? Ali, if you are, well, first of all, it depends where you are coming from. If you are in the Andalusia region, then yes, you are able to. If you are not in the Andalusia, then you will be able to if you are self-employed and you can prove that you are using this for some sort of work. If you're not self-employed, I would definitely avoid this in case you are stopped. Let's have a look. Vaccinations in Menorca, when do they start? Unfortunately, all I know at the moment is Madrid has got the first initial batch. Who knows when they're going to be rolling it out across the islands and across mainland Spain as well. I am in LA, I guess Los Alcázares. Have no oven after work. Wait, have no oven after work done. Okay, can someone go to San Javier and get one for me, or is it classed as essential, or can I go? I have no oven after work done. Okay, so I'm predicting you're saying that you don't have an oven and you need to get one. I would definitely recommend calling one of the companies, either MediaMarkt or Wharton's. I believe a lot of the companies like Carrefour and Ocampo and the big supermarkets, they do deliveries and they will do something like this. Go onto the Facebook groups and you might find someone who can pick up and do a delivery. That would probably be the best thing to do. Let's have a look. So what time Christmas Day must you be home and visiting friends and family? Christmas Day is going to be the curfew of the region, not the 1:30, unfortunately. That's on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. So the Murcia region is 11 o'clock. In each region it's going to be slightly different, either 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock. But check your regional government. Let's have a look. Lab test not acceptable in Spain. That's what I thought. So the LAMP test, I've never heard of it before, but the Spanish government haven't said anything about it. Maybe other countries are, but no. Let's have a look. Any more questions? We'll go to the newest ones coming in. it is too late for applying residency unless you have a deal with EU. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Any more questions? What is required to apply for residencia? Again, it's going to be very difficult for me to explain all of that. Definitely would recommend getting a lawyer solicitor to help you there. The issue with entering the EU from the UK from the 1st of the 1st is to do the COVID incidents, not about visa requirements. Right. Again, it's going to be a deal struck up between the European Unions and not necessarily just individual countries. If you are coming, it's a difficult question. Brexit has messed a lot of things up, and with COVID, it hasn't helped at all. So when people are asking, well, if I'm in the UK from the 1st onwards and I have to get back to the UK, I believe that the protocols for COVID are still going to be put into place. I don't think there's going to be any change there. So that's going to be, again, negative PCR test coming back to Spain, because that's down to individual countries. Spain, they're requiring the negative PCR test, whereas other countries such as Denmark or Belgium, they might not require a negative PCR test. So it all depends on the country that you're going back to. Okay, let's have a look at, we'll do just two more questions. John Skyam, let's have a look. Can we fly into Alicante and drive to Matheron, not resident, have our own holiday home 18th of December? Again, yes, you're allowed to travel into Spain because the borders aren't closed. If the borders do close, then no, you will not be able to come into Spain. But yes, you are allowed to travel into Spain. I would definitely recommend getting proof of address or proof of where you're flying from. But you are still technically allowed to come into Spain. I know there's a lot of people saying that, no, it's only essential travel. It's not essential travel at the moment. It's recommended that you should only go when it is essential or essential travel, but it's not the law in Spain at the moment. It's still open borders. You're allowed to come to Spain. And let's have a look at one more question. PCR test. Yeah, PCR test is still needed when coming into Spain from Dublin. Shay Ray Allen, no. From last week, Ireland was actually taken off the high-risk list for Spain, and they do not require a negative PCR test to come back into Spain. Let's have a look at the last one. Has the number in the cars changed at all, Adrian? Good question. And this is where we're going to finish off today, actually. The numbers for people going into cars is still the same. It's at 50%. And again, this is for the Murcia region only. I believe that other regions and other areas such as Valencia and Almeria and Andalucía, they have their own rules. But Murcia specifically, they have got the 50% capacity in cars. I don't think any of the other regions do. So that is still into place. When the area or the region, I believe in the municipality of Murcia, when that municipality reaches lower than 25, or is it 75? I think it's lower than 75 per 100,000, then they will go back up to 100% in cars. But until then, no other municipality in Murcia has reached that yet. So at the moment, no, it's still 50% in cars there. Okay, let's have a look. I think that's it, guys. I really do appreciate you guys sticking around and asking all these questions, but I do have to get back to some work, unfortunately. It's now past. Brilliant. We've done a good half an hour live show here. Again, if you can like this video, comment, share it, get it out to as many people as possible. I know this information is going to be very, very important. Also, I have started again uploading these videos onto YouTube. The link is in the description. My Instagram account is on there as well. But I'm uploading these videos that I do live onto YouTube straight afterwards. So if you do have someone who doesn't have Facebook and you want to share it with them, you can also click on the link and go to my YouTube channel, and then you will find all the videos there. Guys, that is it for today. I hope you have a great week. I will see you on Friday at 4 p.m. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.